Hey lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. This is Bernie of Kitsima by Bernie. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for being here. So it's been a couple of weeks. Yes, I skipped last week and the week before that of not loading a video. And oh my gosh, just was really stuck in beat up. And then thanks be to God that he was kind of like, girl, what's beat up gonna do? Right? I mean, I always talk about this as a therapist. I work with people every day around managing intrusive thoughts, unhealthy patterns, behaviors, and ways of thinking. And then it doesn't mean that I'm immune to it, but I'm so grateful that I have the skills and tools, and that even in my perfectionism, God was able to call me back and be like, all right, get it done. So 2 weeks ago, I was to upload a video, which was the IG live that Bianca and I did in anticipation to the a whole you conference. We'd had a lot of people just kind of asking questions and wanting to know a little bit more because everybody doesn't read flyers, but that's besides the point. And so I had found a way to translate an IG live video and be able to upload it on YouTube. Uploaded it and somehow didn't hit publish. And so it wasn't until after the conference that I realized, oh my gosh, I never published it. So now it felt irrelevant. It's like the conference already happened. What's the point of uploading the IG live? Then after the conference, literally so depleted, but so overwhelmed with like just gratitude, and God moved so mightily at the conference. And so just wanted to soak that in. And in wanting something to look a certain way, didn't have the time to film a video, edit it, and upload it in time. And then, this week, again, just things upon things upon things happening. And it's like, you know what, Bernie? Like, I'm so stuck in it looking a certain way. So I actually met with a client today, and I was like, you know, one of the things that's hindering you is you're still so stuck in it looking a certain way that you don't get anything done at all that actually ends up serving you and serving others. And I was like, honey, boo, child, you gonna use your own words with yourself. And so here we are doing a voiceover video, and I just pray that it's still as encouraging to you as it would be if it was a video. And so one of the things that kind of God spoke to me about, like, just make it work, right? Sometimes perfection hinders purpose. Perfection hinders us being in position to serve and be served. And sometimes perfection hinders opportunities for us to impact people. And one of the things that I've talked about many times before is I'm like in perfectionism recovery. And, I'm grateful that I get to be transparent about the areas that I still struggle in, and you guys get to see it. But also, one of the things that my mentor always says is begin again. And so here we are, beginning again. It doesn't look like what I wanted it to look like, but guess what? It's going to happen because I said I'm going to be consistent every Wednesday with the video, and I have been out of integrity for the last few weeks, and I get to jump back in. Because then sometimes what perfectionism does is, because you are inconsistent, it's like, well, you might as well throw everything out, right? And so instead of just saying like, well, I get to start again in the new year, it's like, no, I get to start again right now in this moment. So here we are. So let's jump right into what I actually wanted to talk about today. And it's meant to be like short and sweet, and so I pray it stays that way. But one of the things in us being willing to begin again is just to have audacity. This word, audacity, has been coming up every single place that like I read, listen, go, um, encounter. And I was like, God, you trying to tell me something? And so I looked up the definition, and audacity is defined as a willingness to take bold risks. And what does that mean? So in my conversation, even with Bianca, that's my best friend for those of you who don't know, and also the amazing visionary behind A Whole You, we were talking about how in the conference, like, yeah, we get to boldly say that we're gonna start an annual conference, and we get to just do it and jump in and have it turn out how it's gonna turn out. And I mean, every year our minds have just been blown. And we were also talking about the other day, like, how does somebody just become a consultant? I was like, because they declared it. They said, I'm going to be a consultant, and that's it. Of course, they have skill, expertise, and experience in their field, and are well versed and prepared and equipped to handle that responsibility. But yeah, they decided that I'm going to be a consultant. Like, when you want to start a new job, It just starts with audacity. Everything we say and do. Jumping to a new relationship can be scary, but you just take a bold risk that, I trust myself and I trust the God I serve, and I trust that if I need to redirect at any point or get out, I will have the insight, I will have the strategy, I will have the support, and I will have the door open for that to happen. And so I just wanted to make sure that, you guys also ended up hearing this lesson because it's just blessing me so good. Like when I say I'm going to do videos and I say I'm going to, host these things in the new year, or my private practice is going to grow to this number of clients. I get to walk in the audacity of that. And if I get to say that I want to help people build a life they don't want to escape, it's going to take a lot of risk in um, connecting with people, putting myself out there, networking, putting out content that aligns with that, um, praying and seeking God, doing my own work, my own therapy. As I'm, for those of you who don't know, if you haven't been following me on Instagram, I am 7 months pregnant, and so I'm about to be a mother. And it's, how are these things going to look like with a child in the equation? And again, listen, it's gonna happen and it's gonna look like what it looks like. And I'm gonna make full use of the support network I have, from my husband to my family to my best friend to all these random strangers who just want to support and are consistently blessed and giving feedback that they're blessed. And so we gon' make it happen. Okay. And so I get, so when audacity says a willingness to take bold risks, I was like, oh, so what does willingness actually mean? And it just means ready, eager, or prepared to do something, and given or done readily. Those are the definitions. And so our readiness and our eagerness or preparation to do and take bold risks is what audacity, the definition, is going to be. And you know what? Like, God also made it clear that this is my word for 2020. So I've mentioned it in previous videos that instead of a New Year's resolution, I usually just pray and fast around a word of the year, which is going to govern every action that flows from, what I say and do for me. So this is the word of the year. And I hope that even in you all, in your process of deciding what your word of the year gets to be, that you practice audacity in it. If your word of the year is surrender, that you boldly and audaciously surrender. And if your word of the year is transparency, if your word of the year is risk taking, if your word of the year is humility, if your word of the year is forgiveness, if it's reconciliation, that you do those things boldly and unashamedly. And you get to ask for or look around you and see what provision has already been given for the vision. Okay, y'all? So, like I said, I wanted to keep it short and sweet. And so that's it for today. I would love, love, love to hear your take away from even today's video, and just even what you feel like you're learning or what you're getting ready for in 2020. 2020 starts now because we are the sum total of all our choices starting from now. So what you do today is still going to impact your 2020. So I kind of want to hear what you're doing today in part of aligning with your purpose, in terms of getting ready, in terms of boldly and audaciously walking into 2020. Comment below, okay? And until next time, I will see you later, lovelies. Bye.